Salibonani, Makadini, Mabuyani, Munjani, thank you so much for tuning in to the ACE video podcast or the ACE farming production, whereby we come teaching you about smart agricultural practices and ways in which you can enhance your farming enterprise. Now, today we're focusing on sustainable agriculture, where our focus is on making sure that we use mechanization, which makes our land and our resources more sustainable in the long term. Now, for those who don't know what sustainable agriculture is, it simply talks about the ability to produce food and fiber in a way that we meet our needs as the current generation, but at the same time, we don't compromise the needs of the next generation. So, what we're simply talking about is that there are three pillars. Number one, agriculture has to be economically viable. We need to make sure that our environment is protected, the ecological aspects. Then the third pillar of sustainable agriculture is the social aspect. Today we're talking about the mechanization part, which helps us make sure that we also preserve our environment or take care of the soil, because the soil is the resource that gives us the crops and enables the livestock to have something to feed on. So as we're talking about small, smart mechanization, which is also economically viable, which makes us make money, but at the same time make sure that the environment is kept. So today, Sizabe Kuluma, with an exceptional extension worker, Lapa ANC days, will be telling us a two-wheel tractor. They'll tell us, okay, why should we use a two-wheel tractor instead of using Inkomosasi Sebenzisa, number one. Number two, you'll also be showing us how does this two-wheel tractor work. Number three, what are the advantages? Fourthly, what are the costs? And lastly, any recommendations in terms of where we can find this wonderful two-wheel tractor equipment. So please sit back, relax, sifunde, and most importantly, such that we benefit.
Okay, this machine that we have here is a two-wheel tractor, which has a diesel-powered engine, which is very simple to use, which can be used by one or two people. You can actually operate this type of a machine. So this type of machine, we are mainly using it in conservation agriculture, among other uses. And it can use so many implements, but we are mainly using it in conservation agriculture. This machine is addressing a lot of issues when we look at farming. We have several things, like for example, we talk about soil compaction. This machine actually needs a special soil compaction. Is developed as Gandel. If you look at the size of the wheels of this thing compared to, say, a big wheel tractor, this thing has got less weight, and also even the size of look at the size of the wheels. It means this thing when we talk about ugandeleka, we're talking about umhlabathi yakho yabe segandeleka, meaning ukuthi amanzi sepambaniseka. Two, aeration, number two, it means that even workability of the soil, it becomes very difficult to work on the soil. So with this type of a machine, compared to even a tractor, it's mainly ideal for smallholder farmers. If you look at this area, most of them are people in the old resettlement areas, which means very suitable for most of the farmers who have around 4 to 5 hectares, which is very ideal, especially on labor. It takes just a few minutes. For example, if you are reaping, just to reap one line. If you find the amount of time that you would need to cover, say, for 0.4 hectares compared to the manual digging, you discovered it takes less time. 2 people compared to the normal method that we normally use. The other also benefit of this machine also is that most of the time, you would discover that inkomo ziyabe condition. So instead of straining your animals by trying to plow when it is very dry, you can actually use this machine, meaning you are saving your animals. You find sometimes around September, October, there's no grass, there's no grazing. You'll be trying to force your animals to work, but with a machine, you can actually go in the field. Meaning, for example, you would sell your animals condition than to strain the use body condition. So you find this machine has got several advantages over a big wood tractor. For example, this one is a 15 horsepower, although this one comes in different sizes, but this one is the average one, a 15 horsepower engine. It has got several advantages. It is easy to maintain. The parts are cheap, they are always readily available and is so affordable to most of the farmers. But ungakangela tractor enkulu leyana, most of the farmers that we have here, they cannot even buy this. For example, in the local market, this is costing around 2,000 to 3,000 on average. Meaning that most farmers can actually afford to buy this machine. This tractor also, you can use this tractor with so many implements. We can actually use it with a variety of instruments, including planters, plows, and trailers. We have custom-made trailers that you can actually use on this tractor. You can simply hitch it here and use it for several purposes. For example, in this instance, we can actually use it using an oxygen plant. As you know, most of our farmers are actually used to the usual oxygen plant, but you can actually hitch it on this tractor and do so many operations, including reapers, planters, ridgers, all sorts of implements.